I don't ever panic, no butterflies. I don't ever panic when I'm 12, pull my right. When I catch.
Kind of when I went into the project, I wanted to do something different. You know, I wanted to do something different, and I kind of wanted to just like level up my sound and kind of recreate myself a little bit and still talk about the same shit I want to talk about, but just kind of just challenge myself in the studio. You know, because I've been rapping for hella long, so kind of going about creating the projects the same way. So this time, like, kind of just like fucking with Jay Park and, you know, kind of just picking up on some shit, like being in the studios in LA with, like, you know, Scott Storch and Hit Boy, and just kind of seeing how, you know, it just motivated me to kind of just like level up my sound a little bit and just kind of get on a different little wave, but still being true to myself, you know what I mean?
My enemies see panic in their eyes, but I can't let them.
Yeah, we was both on that song. He on that song too. Yeah, for sure. I actually just hit Park and told him to resend the beat because I want to redo my vocals on it. Because I want to just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like when I recorded that, we was just, I don't know. I just want to hear it again. But we gonna do something with that shit for sure. I don't know what he plays. His song, you know what I mean? He put us on it, really. We was in the studio all vibing, smoking big weed. And he got me sick too. Shout out to Scott Storch. He got me sick because he was sick. And he wasn't trying to smoke weed with us because he was like, man, I'm on antibiotics. And about 5-10 blunts later, he was like, fuck it, it's been about 3-4 days, y'all good. And then we must have smoked about 100 blunts. And I don't smoke like that no more, not as much as I used to. So I was high as fuck. The next day, I was sick as a motherfucking bird. I was, man, down. Shout out to, that's one motherfucker, you know, like, that's my story. Like, I got sick by Scott Storch. That might not be, shout out Scott Storch, but that's not the dude you want to get sick from, maybe. Nah, I'm good, man. But yeah, I was fun, man. That was a dope ass session. Just being in there with somebody like that, and you know, he was super humble and shit. Like, who is we? We, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't like known in the industry like that in terms of like, you know, being famous rappers and shit. But he was still showing us love and just like really like vibing, and it was dope.
Just off the strength of the craft, yeah.
Just kind of just off the strength of Jay too.
Yeah,
we was in the Rock Nation studios and shit, and just like, yeah.
It's all Jay's work.
Yeah, just the energy was cool. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna act like he was like, oh yeah, he was, you know what I mean? But it was cool, man. You know what I mean?
Do me, so what do I decide? I don't ever pay.
Yeah, I think the last couple shows I did on my label mate Sick K's tour was fucking crazy. He be bringing out a crazy demographic to his shows, and they all be turned the fuck up. And it be like 99% women, and they just be hella pumped and happy, and just, it's just a whole different vibe. And I did performed at the Seattle and Vancouver, Canada show, which was dope. So that was dope, and there was a good amount of people there, and I got a really good reception. I played some of my new shit, so probably nothing's official yet. I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm gonna probably get on the road here soon too and do a few shows, hopefully in the next couple months.
Cause that's weakness in disguise. Tie your hoodie up.
I don't know, we'll see, right? Because I feel like it kind of switch up, but it's kind of been headed towards more melodic for the last like 5-10 years. I feel like ever since Cass started really going ham with the auto-tune, it's been slowly just going towards that direction already. So I think it's gonna kind of just stay more melodic. I mean, Fools is still just rapping, but like, man, most people like is not just listening to just rap unless they're like come from an older generation, or they, you know, because a lot of shit's not just, people just like, the average person's not really into lyricism like it used to be, like in the olden days. So it's like a lot of people be like hating on that, but for me it's just like, shit, you gotta adapt, you know what I mean? You gotta adapt and do what you want to do. Like, you know, I still, my shit, like, I might be more melodic on some of the flows and cadences, but I'm still got crazy lyrics and all my shit. Like, it's not, I didn't dumb down my lyricism just to be more melodic, you know what I mean? It might be more catchier, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just how it came out, you know? I guess we'll see how people take it, recept it, you know?
Product of my environment. Watch who you conspire with. Truth be told, I'm scarred now. Gotta love you from far now.
Yeah, man, I mean, when I said that bar, I feel like in the last couple of years, I done lost a lot more people close to me than I ever have in any point of my life, whether it's to death, whether it's to somebody doing some snake shit and trying to betray me, whether it's me just evolving in my own life and cutting certain people out that just, you know, not like cutting them off, but just like, man, we ain't on the same wave, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I gotta love you from far now, because I got people I grew up with. I still love them. I think about them all the time, but I don't trust them. You know what I mean? I can't trust them. Like, I got love for them for shit that we've been through and shit we experienced together. And, you know, I probably wouldn't let nothing happen to them if we was in some type of situation, or you know, I'd probably still jump head first for them if I had to, you know what I mean? But it's something, just the energy ain't right with certain people, you know what I mean? So that's what I was kind of thinking when I wrote that bar. And the motherfuckers know who you are. You know who you are deep down, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's good, man, you know? So, you know.
Very relatable.
Yeah, and I'm not the only one. I feel like I speak for most people like that, because shit, you know, if you made it to a certain age, like, you're gonna lose some people along the way. And it's just about, you know, keeping it going, keeping the marathon going, and just, you know, still mobbing.
See my boy, it's time to slide. Tuck the strings about it.
Yeah, me and Dolce starting a strip club in Antarctica. We about to have all the bitches in furs.
Mama,
Minks.
cold nipples,
Minks.
and cold drinks. That's what's
Big tits, fox furs. You don't believe me? Hey, if you want to invest in a strip club in Antarctica, bruh, hit my DM.
Cold
right
drinks and
now.
cold nipples. People coming down, man.
Cold drinks and cold nipples. The North Pole. Ooh. South Pole, actually. That's Antarctica, right? That's South. Yeah, South Pole.
Damn bad, not a flex so strong. Foreign whip seats, made a memory.
I met him in the studio with Jay Park. And we just like linked just on some random shit. And I heard some of his music and I thought it was dope. And his little energy and shit that he was on, like, you know, kind of reminded me of like some kind of like Party Next Door, Bryson Tiller kind of swag, like different kind of like, you know what I mean? So I just thought it'd be dope to like kind of do a song that he fit. I feel like he fit that song, you know? And he's doing his thing and shit too. He got a little buzz coming up and shit, so, you know, it just happened organically, really, you know?
Best music. How did that feature from Pressa happen on Comrades?
I've been hip on dog for a minute. Just like the last few years, I like randomly heard his shit and thought it was dope. And then I be in Toronto a lot. So like, yeah, I had linked with some of the people that do some of his business or whatever, and just reached out, and we just ended up working on some shit, and he sent it back. Yeah, it just happened like that, really.
All my friends is dead or either in the clouds. Yeah. Put my hood on, I'm trying to feed some out.
Shit, if it wasn't for, you know, my hood, my neighborhood I grew up in, like, I couldn't be rapping about none of the shit I be rapping about. Like, I wouldn't have nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for, you know, certain people I grew up with and you know, that molded me into who I am today. Like, I'd probably be rapping about barbecuing tofu at the park and shit, or playing volleyball. There ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? But like, I just wouldn't be able to talk about what I'm talking about, and I wouldn't be who I am. So I feel like, you know, that's always been my dream to kind of just, especially in Seattle too, because now they like displacing our neighborhood, and the whole shit with gentrification, and they just buying up all the shit and tearing everything down, and that's just sad.
It's up out of there.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's sad, bro. So it's like, I'm trying to like, that's always been my lifelong dream and goal, is to the whole world to know not only Seattle, but, you know, where I come from too, inside of Seattle. You know what I mean? So, cause it's a whole energy. It's not just the CD isn't just like a place. It's a fucking state of mind. You know what I mean? it's a certain energy, it's a certain aura you got if you're really from there and you really grew up there and you really ate these ales on the corner and you really was, you know, chasing dope fiends at 4 in the morning, running through the woods on James and 23rd and on top of the pyramids and just walking everywhere and there's 30 people on every corner. That's how, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, when my mom moved to the CD, it was like the last few years of that. So I got to still like really see the CD when it was still lightweight the CD, you know what I mean? And now it's like, you know, it still go down like shit. It's fucked up. People still get murdered broad day in the CD. People be walking their dogs, white people walking their dogs, getting a fucking frappuccino. Meanwhile, you know, people, kids 19, 18 are getting killed broad daylight, right next to that. And, you know, it's not really people acting like it's, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just like they try to throw us under the rug a little bit and kind of act like they ain't doing enough for you know, like the black-owned businesses and just the community in general, you know what I mean? I remember when I first moved to the CD and I was hella little, even before I was hella little, I was with my mom and we visited one of her friends and we was walking up the street and I was hella little and I don't even remember how old I was, but I remember some dude being like, fucking white people, da-da-da-da-da. And I remember like there's a time when you would barely see white people walking around the CD. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't, it was rare, bro. Like you wouldn't just see a white person, it'd be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like when I used to ride, even when I rode the 48 to high school every morning, I was the only white kid on the bus. You feel me? So really, I kind of grew up being the minority. You know, all my friends were black, mostly. You know what I mean? I couldn't really relate to the kids that were white that went to Garfield. They all came from fucking Seward Park and Queen Anne, and you know they had both their moms and dads in their house, and you know my family was always kind of dysfunctional. From, you know, my parents separating, my dad dying, my uncle on drugs, my dad an alcoholic. You know what I mean? So it's like I always kind of just related to the have-nots and the kids that were dysfunctional and didn't really have guidance at home, because I didn't have that either. So that's kind of how I grew up. So it's like with that came a lot of different shit, you know what I mean? Like I could talk a lot about it, you know what I mean? But
a lot of good stuff in there.
A lot of good stuff. Yeah. I don't mean in a bad way, but I mean all the, exactly.
You feel me?
All that
Everybody
shit.
know your name. Everybody know you. You can get a plate anywhere. You can go to anybody's house.
Yeah, it's
You can let your
community,
kids walk
it's
to the
family,
store.
yes.
You know what I mean? Nowadays, you can't even let your kids catch the bus till they damn near 18 and drive, 16 and can drive. You feel me? So much shit going on. But back then, every house knew every house. So you can, you know, he can go to the store. Because if he did something beyond that, somebody was calling somebody and getting him right. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Especially being the only white kid, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. So, you know what I mean? It's good.
Yeah, so it's like I miss the fuck out of that shit, man. Like just the camaraderie, just everything, just driving through the hood and honking every corner because you see somebody you know on every corner, hands in the air, like, you know, like you don't understand if you ain't experienced that. Like it's just a certain energy you feel from that shit. It's not the internet world, bro. It's not Instagram. You don't get the same feeling off 1,000 likes. That shit'll never amount to that. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't give a fuck about no clout or fame or none of that shit that come with rap or none of that shit. I don't care. Like, I could never make it or get hella followers on Instagram. I'll still be alright. I'm good. But I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? That shit don't, like, you know, that's the best way for me to explain it, you know? That's what everything is now. Clout and people doing shit to, you know, or if you're, you know what I mean? Like, it should be crazy now, bro. It'd be crazy. And everybody, you see all these kids, like, rapping about all this shit, like, you know, like, they with the shit, and then they getting their chain snatched, they getting punched on, they getting fucked off all on camera, they, you know what I mean? Like, and you just be like, I mean, shit happens to people, but at the same time, it's just like, it's the era of the bullshit, bro, more than ever. You know what I mean? Like, you could literally get a rapper starter kit and live on the internet and be from the internet and be a big gang member from the internet. And nobody will, and make a couple hot songs and Shit.
I don't ever panic, no butterfly.
My playlist, I'm gonna look right now. What I've been listening to. Off the top of my head, I've been downloading hella shit. I've been listening to the Lil Durk shit, the new Lil Durk shit.
Or
The new J Park 2020 song. Kevin Gates, Facts. That shit hard. Listen to the motherfucker.
see that Rick Ross in there?
Yeah, Rick Ross featuring Drake, Gold Roses, Young Bands, Hunter Shells featuring YNW, Max B's new song. Some cat named Tyler, Yahoo, High Right Now, No Cap, Cash Money AP, Polo G, NLE Chopper and Clever Stick by My Side, Moneybag Yo, Christopher Martin Life, some old school Jacker, Hustler, Roddy Rich,
R.P. Jackson, man.
T Grizzly, Sada Baby. I be listening to all types of shit, yeah. Like all of, you know, and sometimes I just keep my shit on Sirius satellite reggae station and just jam to reggae all fucking week and not listen to no rap and just be on some shot of shit in my head, just hella calm and peaceful, but just take me to a whole nother element. Jamaica's my favorite place I ever been to.
I don't ever panic when I'm 12.
Yeah, I mean the whole scene right now is popping. It's starting. I feel like it's kind of like a lot of young cats coming up, a lot of cats that been doing their thing or going hard. You know what I mean? It's dope to see like everybody kind of motivating each other a little bit, like friendly competition a little bit, dropping shit back to back like videos. So it's like I feel like the scene is just destined to pop off. There got to be another somebody. It's like everybody's waiting to see who's gonna be next to kind of just like really turn up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hopefully it's just like a wave of cats. Because we got kind of different pockets of sounds, different little sounds and shit. Certain, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's all Seattle, so we all support
Wait
each
for a
other,
singer.
you know?
I'm talking about like a, you know what I'm saying, like a gutter singer, like, you know, somebody that's from the gutter that's still singing, you know what I'm saying, bringing that pain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not maybe a hot song, but just classic songs that you can listen to in that moment, you know what I mean? Like, I just bringing that pain. I want somebody to bring that shit, you feel me?
I feel like that's what I was trying to do on my album without like fully singing, but just kind of just like tell my story and my pain. It was therapeutic, you know? And just kind of do it in a more melodic way. So that's, yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's a few artists, man, I be bumping to, like Laze, she's on my album, she's dope. I fuck with her shit. You know, Solely Wop, the homie he's from the hood, he got some shit, he been dropping a couple cuts.
Yeah, he got some shit right now.
Draco dropped his shit not too long ago. He working on some new shit. That shit's always gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that shit's going crazy.
A couple cats from the south end, a little young cats from the south end. What's their names? South. They dope.
Ski Man Spec just dropped something too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cats, bro, from all over, every little pocket in the city. You know what I mean? Mafi D from Union, his shit's dope. Yeah. He's pushing. Lil Mosey, he's dope. Yeah. Shout out to Lil Mosey. I got him on my playlist too. How the song go? What's the hot song you put out right now? How's it go? The freestyle? I don't know. The double XL freestyle. I got that shit on my iPod right now. I'm listening to that shit right now in my earbuds, bruh. You gassed that shit. I don't know what y'all talking about. Everybody said that shit was whack. That shit was hard. That shit was tough.
That shit was hard. Shut the Wackado! That shit was
Wackadocious! Nah, that's good, man.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was garbage. He's better
than that. Hey, who knows, bro? I could have did the XXL freestyle and just fucked up. What if it's better than him just like stuttering and fucking up? Sure. You know, at least he did something. He's not really a freestyler, it don't seem like. He just be making songs and melodies and shit. So what did cats expect? Like for him to super go in?
I don't believe nobody came up there and wrote a verse.
Yeah, it sounded like he freestyled. At least
everybody else came and wrote their verse. You're going to double XL. You better be prepared. What are you talking about? That doesn't make no sense. You gotta be prepared. If you go a double XL, I can see if he was just off some little, you know what I'm saying, some little interview or something. But you're going WXL, man. You feel me? Rookies of the year, man. The next one's the blow, basically.
Yeah.
You feel me? You ain't got nothing prepared, nothing. Say some verse that everybody know then. You supposed to do, you know?
Something that you know people like.
Exactly. You didn't really say nothing. I think he kind of represented us bad. And I think he represented himself bad. I think he's better than that.
Yeah.
Really, actually, you know what I'm saying? I think
some shit. He could have sang or something.
he could have did anything he wanted.
That would have been hot. He just
I think
bust
he
out.
I think he could have. I think he could have did better. I think he's better than what he displayed right there. You know what I mean? I guarantee. I know he's better than that.
But nah, I mean, there's a lot of cats doing their thing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cats doing their thing coming up from Seattle. So it's, you know, I hope everybody make it, man. You know.
Yeah.
They said, what's his name? Macklemore just bought the Sounders with Russell Wilson and Sierra. He part of the ownership group. He's the Illuminati, man. I should have never called him out, bro. Now I'm blackballed forever.
Yeah,
you ain't never gonna hear Ab nothing. I'm blackballed now officially.
It's over for you.
It's over for me, bruh. Back to the trap.
Pull my ride.